Working on the 442 again. There's a super rusty piece in here, much like this, but worse. I ground down till I got the spot welds. Made a cut here because I'm going to try to save the majority of this edge. And I worked our donor piece off. It's in really nice shape. I did that by just grinding the spot welds with a die grinder. I'm actually going to replace this whole trough all the way up to about here. This is the factory lead joint because there's some pretty deep pitting here and in this area. This piece is pretty much flawless. But I decided to do it in two pieces because I didn't want to have any saggage going on. So I'm going to get this piece tacked in, get this all rigid, and then I'll get that piece tacked in. You can see the under piece is actually in really nice shape. Our donor piece was actually rusting out from the opposite side. I probably should have notched these out just square instead of doing all this, but we got our piece fit pretty good. So we'll retain the original nibs for the molding. She's laying in there good and flat. The next piece is pretty flat up to about there. There she is installed. Up to this point. We'll have to work this edge with a file. Get it perfect, but it's not too bad. A lot better than it was. I'm going to swap out this last piece in the same way with this here. This side here is actually pretty good from here all the way to about here. I'll scab a piece in the bottom here when I get to it. Just a little bit of patching on the top. Got my channel ran all the way up there. Just like a brand new channel now. All my tabs are in the same spots as what they were. I'm going to tackle this guy now. The back side of that is pretty solid right there. As you come up this folded lip gets kind of weak. I'm going to try to cut this rusted area out and see if I can patch something in there. It's all that Bondo that was packed in there. I'm saving all the little chunks. See how big of a pile we can get. I really don't want it falling inside there. I might never get it out. There she's cleaned up so this filler piece lays in there good and flat. This should be a pretty straightforward patch. I'm going to make my patch out of authentic Oldsmobile sheet metal. That should work. I'm going to clean it up with a sandpaper roll so I don't bend it all up. Got my new metal laid in there. I think it's a Harrow low, but that's okay. Skim coat of filler. There's actually 5 holes there, a couple pinholes and those 3 big ones. I think I'm just going to go for it, try to fill them in with weld and see what happens. I was able to pull it off. I could see when I was in that trunk that was real localized pitting. So hopefully that's it for that. Looks like there's a parting line here. So I'm going to patch this and then this. This guy looks pretty easy. So I'm not sure where I left off, but I got all this patched now. I'm in the inside now, and I'm going to fix the strip on the inside so it looks like this. And we want to have a good flat surface for the side window to seal on. You can see the under metal's in pretty good shape yet. So I think I'm going to cut like a strip this thickness and run it from about here to about here, maybe there. Then cut like a half strip and run it from here to here. Probably tack it to this piece of metal and then weld it to this outside skin. Smooth it out. call it a day. This is that little chunker. I'm gonna weld around this patch too. Get this all smoothed out so it's a nice flat surface. Been working on it for quite a while. And that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. All the metal work is done here. And we're gonna start putting some Bondo on it because I don't want to look at this.
I'm gonna go for these low spots first, just fill them. You can see where there's low spots and go across here, a little bit there. Once I level that down, then we'll put some guide coat over it, see if what it's like. It might be a thin skim coat all the way down, as long as it's really thin. And then with the high build primer, you shouldn't even notice it. It's pretty thin. You can see the metal's breaking through. It was just to hide all the welds. And then this is just the beginning. After we're going to be sanding everything down, and everything's going to have to be blocked out again. It's a lot of work. We just put a little primer on it to make it look less ugly. And now we'll be moving on to the patches on this side. And once the work is done on this side, then we got to do a swivel around so that, you know, I can't work on the other side with the welder and stuff. But this is good enough. It's all been roughed in. And we'll do all the metal work first. After all the patching is done, then we'll start doing the final body work.
Probably looks really good on camera. And actually it looks pretty good in person.
This, panel that we got in here, the reason we did this is because, we could have done it making a piece and like everybody said, get a shrinker stretcher. Many people do that, but we don't have that tool. Just getting this whole panel in here fixed everything for us. And then we had to fix those corners. So you'll see it on the other side. So you see this rust here, there's rust in here. Is this okay down here?
Yeah, we're just gonna have to put a little patch here so we have a nice flat sealing surface. But this side here, the inside piece actually rusted a little bit, so a little patching on the inside.
This is what happened with mine. I had mice get up in here, and then they crawled around through the channel and they made a nest where they pissed, just rotted it out right here.
But this isn't anywhere near as bad as what the other side was.
You can see this, they can see this is lead right here. This is the joint that's connected.
It will take a propane torch, heat that off, wipe it out.
What's this patch?
Somebody stuck that in there to keep the Bondo.
Oh, Jesus.
So I just knocked off 3/8 inch of thick Bondo off that rear quarter.
So what ends up happening is you look at your job, and when beginners start putting Bondo on, they're more concerned with getting the Bondo job right. What you have to remember is these dingers are only down 1/16 of an inch, but they look like hell, because you're trying to see a flat surface and you want it to look like a mirror. Now you got these pepper dents in it, and they start putting Bondo on. Well, then they got some rough spots in the Bondo, and they put some more Bondo on it. He just got done shaving off Bondo that was like, I think it was more than 3/8 of an inch. And you always saw this. It kind of looked like a weird, maybe there was, I thought dents came out, when somebody leaves a jack in the car and you take a corner and people have dents coming outward. But all this needs is a thin skim or some hammer and dolly and pop these, get these dents down. Don't chase after the Bondo. Remember what you have. What you should be breaking, there should be, this might be Bondo all the way across to feather it out, but it should be just paper thin. This guy got carried away with his Bondo.
The big patch is how Paul would do this.
I always go overkill and then make more work for myself.
I'm gonna try doing it with the small one and just weld these up. Because I went around with it all, and that's all solid. But how I found those is like something discolored, like this for instance. You can push right through it. So we're gonna have to do some patching on the outside here, up there, and then under here.
And we had stuff like this. I would always make a patch that was the whole thing. And then by the time you tack welded it, you know, and try to minimize distortion. It was easier to do body work than to have a bunch of little patches. But you like to keep as much of the original as possible and just fix where it's rusted.
And the inside of this was good about halfway down, and you can see that it's all corroded behind here. So I think this is gonna be a patch.
Well, you'll
like
find,
that.
and you will find out as you cut. You just, if you're cutting into real thin metal, then you go, oh, I gotta go higher. But even if you, when you go to regular body shops, they'll do this, and they might, you know, put some effort into it, but not like it's on the top of the car. There's, you know, when people are getting a car that's smashed up and it's just their bread and butter work that comes and goes, they skim it, they level it out, maybe put, you know, they're gonna do it one attempt, and that's good enough. They gotta make money and they gotta send it through, because you really don't look down there unless somebody's laying on the ground looking at it, or if it's up on a lift.